What's up, fellas? It's Zach from Barley and Chops. Today I want to give you a review of the Reqtec RT700, the Bull. It's a pellet grill and smoker. Costs about $1,200, so this is a mid to mid upper tier of grills. I am going to highlight the 5 things I love about this grill and the 5 areas that I feel it fell short. So if you want to tune in for some of my grilling adventures on this, as well as the home brewing I'm doing on my Spike Solo system, please like and subscribe now. Let's get into it. I used to have a Weber grill. It was nice. It was reliable, never had any problems. It was a really nice grill that was easy to use and very much got me from point A to point B, raw meat to grilled meat. At some point, pellet grills caught my eye, and lately they've been pretty much everywhere. Seemed to me to be kind of the perfect everything grill. You could smoke, bake, and grill, and in seeing what that could do, I suddenly felt like my Weber was the reliable Toyota Corolla, and a pellet grill brought the cool factor and versatility of the new F-150. My hesitation, and where I ended up spending a lot of time researching, was, could this thing completely replace my Weber? Could it be my daily grill? After lots of research, I ended up zeroing in on the Reqtec RT700, the Bull. It seemed like it was quality built, had great customer support if something ever were to go wrong, and ultimately it claimed it could grill as well as it could smoke, and everything in between. So that's what I bought. As you can see here, today I've actually got a 7-pound pork shoulder going. I put it on actually at midnight this morning, last night. We're at hour 12. We're just about ready to take this thing off. Number 5 is the inside light. This thing is honestly a joke and a truly worthless feature. This is a smoker, and as a result, you can see it's on right now. You get smoke all over the inside. It ends up building up a sort of soot over the surface of the lens of the light and renders it useless. On top of that, the light burnt out within a couple months of use. So number 5, the light, this thing stinks. Number 4, not even heating when grilling at high temperatures. When smoking and baking, I think the grill does really well with even heating, but when you go into high temps to grill, and high temps on this grill is, I'd say, anything from 400 to 550 when it's fully blamming inside of there. There is a clear hot spot towards the back and middle part of the grill. It's not really a big deal because it's easy to manage, but I imagine higher price point pellet grills manage this hot spot zone better, even at high grilling temperatures. Okay, number 3 of areas that it fell short. This is honestly maybe more user error and warning to all of you who decide to buy this grill, but number 3, if you ever run out of pellets mid-cook, don't be a hero. Save yourself and don't fall into the same trap that I have. So a couple different times I've run out of pellets. I forgot to check it pre-cook. Next thing you know, I get an alert on my phone because it's Wi-Fi enabled that your grill is dropping temperature, and it is dropping fast. So you run out here, you say, I can save this, I can put pellets in the hopper yet, but if it was already out, you've gone into full self-destruct mode. Again, it's obviously user error when you forget to fill the hopper, but the outcome of you trying to save it is this thing damn near blowing up. I'm serious, I almost blew up my flippin' house. My little grill shed, I thought it was on fire when I came out here. I had the most out of control smoke billowing from here, and at one point even heard a boom where I thought something went seriously wrong. So again, I guess this is more of a warning. It's a user error, but it would have been great if they found a way that I could put in pellets after I've run out mid-cook. The solution to this, and I've done this a couple times and it works, if you run out, again, don't try to be a hero, turn it off, let it run through its cycle down mode, and then once that happens, fill up the hopper with pellets and start it up again. Just whatever you do, don't open the lid because that's when you can lose all the heat. So minor hiccup, but that is number 3. Okay, number 2 is a lack of shelf, both inside and out. So I know you can buy a front shelf, and it comes up right here in front of the grill. It comes up at about thigh high, and I'm not that tall, so maybe knee high for some of you string bean boys out there. There's a front shelf that you can buy. There's an inside shelf that you can buy, but honestly, at this price point, comparing it to a lot of the competitors, one of the big things is that it just doesn't have a second level inside of the barrel. Now, this barrel is still pretty big. I've got a lot of room to do a lot of grilling inside, but boy, it would be nice to have that second level shelf and compete with a lot of the other grills at this price point. Okay, and the number one area that this grill has fallen short of my expectations is the time that it takes to get up to full blam. In full blam mode, at high, this grill gets up to 550 degrees, which is awesome, but takes a lot longer than expected to get there. You can get used to it and manage it when you know how long it's going to take, but it really does take a while to get this thing rocking. In an ideal scenario, you're going to cook low and slow, taking off to rest for a couple minutes while getting the grill up to full blam, and then reverse searing. It just takes too long to go through that process though, and depending on what I'm cooking, I can sometimes end up just getting a cast iron pan hot inside on the stove top and reverse searing in there. If this could get up to full blam quicker, it would really be a game changer, and maybe that's what you get when you get to that higher price point pellet grill. And one thing to note, it really didn't make the cut of my top 5. This is really just an irritant of mine, and it has been since I got the grill. Not really a problem, but definitely irritating. As you can see over the power button there, and then there's another spot over in the corner of the panel at the seam. The plastic over that paneling is already bubbling and was since I got it. Again, not a problem, but I feel like when I'm paying $1,200 for a grill, this shouldn't be one of the problems the day I open it up. So now let's get into what I like about this grill, because really there's a lot to like about the Reqtec. The number 5 on this list is it is a clean cooker, especially in comparison to my gas Weber. This is just a clean cooking machine. The RT700 has a very simple drip pan. It doesn't have any holes. It's really just a flat surface. It looks like a sheet pan. I wrap it in foil and it catches all the stuff that drips from cooking as advertised for a drip pan. There were other pellet grills that I was looking at that had little holes or slits punched in the drip pan to help with even heat distribution or hotter grilling temps. In theory, that sounded really nice, and I'm sure it's just fine when cooking, but it's got to be messier than what the RT700 is. Okay, number 4 on things that I like is build quality. This thing is a tank. It was way heavier than the Traeger models or some of the others that I was looking at in comparison that ultimately were on my short list. And while heavy doesn't necessarily mean that it's better build quality, it sure seems like it here. There's stainless steel all over, nothing wobbles. This sucker is really sturdy. The horn handles, pretty cool. The wheels, best I have ever had on a grill. I mean, those are bigger than roller blades. It truly is the best build quality of any grill that I've ever had. And one of the other things, I read that Reqtec was rock solid on their customer service. That sounded great. It was part of my decision, but honestly, I haven't even had to take advantage of that because this thing has just been problem-free. Okay, number 3, and this is really a pretty quick one. The size of the pellet hopper on the Reqtec Bull can't be beat. It's a 40-pound hopper. This is way bigger than any of the other ones that I was looking at. This thing holds a hell of a lot of pellets, and you might not think it, but boy does it come in handy, and even with it being as big as it is, like I said, sometimes you can even find yourself running out, so the size of this is awesome. Number 2 on things that I like, and this is an important one for anything that you're cooking on, is temperature accuracy and consistency. If you're going to buy a pellet grill, don't buy one that doesn't have a PID controller, period. It was a non-negotiable for me. And since I bought this, Camp Chef has come out with a PID controller model. They didn't have it when I was buying. I believe Traeger has an algorithm for temp control that they claim is as good as a PID. And that may be true, but This PID has worked really good on the Reqtec. I am always within a couple degrees of my set point, and if there's one thing that I've learned really quickly for long smokes, a couple degrees difference can create a very different end product. Like I said, we're on hour number 12 of a smoke on this pork shoulder. I'm telling you that a couple degrees difference can drastically change cook time and the actual end product. I've actually experienced it quite a bit on temperature difference on ribs. So last thing to note, I don't know how it compares on other grills, but in Wisconsin, we obviously get cold winters. I talked about at high grilling temperatures. Because of that, it can take a while to get up to it. But I use this thing year round, and I've been out here in legitimate blizzards, and you guys in warmer climates might think that's a little strange, but I'm out here grilling, baby. And this thing holds temperature even in a blizzard. It might take a little while longer to get up to temp, but even in that, she's holding strong and steady. And the number one thing that I absolutely love about my Reqtec RT700 the Bull is its versatility. No doubt the number one thing that intrigued me about the pellet grill over my gas grill was the versatility that it offered. You want to smoke? You betcha. You want to bake? Dial her up, honey. You want to grill? For sure. You want to sear? This sucker can go full blam and put the finest sear marks on any piece of meat that you've ever thrown at her, even though it might take a little longer than some. On the weekends, it is so easy to pretend that you are a pro pit master. This pulled pork that I'm doing right now is going to be a hit at my Packer party today. I've been able to get yard work done, watch my kids, and I've knocked off a couple other honey-do list items, all while this thing has been grilling since midnight. A barbecue masterpiece while I'm knocking off things on my to-do list. I cook frozen Zaz on here, I sizzle burgers, I sear steaks, I bake whole chickens that taste like they came from heaven. This thing does it all, and it does it really well. This thing seriously has turned into an extension of my kitchen and has become my primary mode of cooking. In conclusion, can it get better? Sure. I obviously found a few things that it could be better, but overall, I couldn't be happier about making the switch to pellet and going with the Reqtec RT700. And comparing this to others on paper, I can't see going with a different brand or model at this price point. Again, it's only on paper. I haven't cooked with other options, but this has not disappointed. So that's my review. Please shoot me any questions that you might have on this device. But at the end, I strongly recommend this thing if you're considering it. If you want to see some of the stuff that I'm cooking on this, or again, if you want to see what I'm doing in homebrew while cooking on this, now's the time. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Later.